It's fair to say that Charley Hull is up for the fight, not just against Team USA, as Europe try to win an unprecedented third Solheim Cup in succession, but with all those male golfers on social media and beyond who truly believe they could hack it amongst the top female professionals. Hull usually ignores these arrogant ignorants. You know, those guys off a low handicap who can launch it towards the 300-yard marker posts and think that it's sufficient to rival the likes of Hull and Associates. But last week, as she prepared for the Solheim Cup at Finca Cortesin, her 6th appearance at the competition despite being only 27, a post on X raised her hackles. Shall we sort this game out? Hull replied to a 3 handicapper who claimed he would make every cut on the LPGA tour and be a top 20 player. I'll let him play off the red tees while I play off the whites. Unsurprisingly, Hull has heard no more on the matter. Not from the gentleman himself anyway. The reaction otherwise has stunned her. I turned my phone on the other day and it's been amazing with thousands of messages and millions of views. I would be up for playing, yes, but hopefully this might put an end to all stuff about good club golfers being actually able to compete with us. It's stupid and insulting. Hull has always played against males. There were no other girls at her childhood club in Kettering, so she was forced to judge her game versus that of the boys. It helped me, she tells Telegraph Sport. Even now, the majority of her social rounds involve teeing it up with the lads. I play with Euro Pro Tour players and regularly beat them off the back tees. I enjoy that challenge. Hull is not about to name the male friends who have felt the humbling power of her talent. A personal anecdote is from a friend whose son is a top amateur prospect. His pal, a very good player, went out and played with Charley recently. And when he came back in, he said to my son, "Christ, she murdered me." Hull is not claiming parity. She's simply demanding respect for her profession. If anyone wonders how good we are, they should come out and watch us. This week here would have been a good place to start. I'm not saying we're as good as the guys. They're bigger and stronger, but as women's golf continues to progress, we are getting more skillful. It's the same as the money thing. Should we be paid the same money? At the end of the day, probably no, because more people watch men's golf and they get more sponsors. But the more the game is progressive, the more the viewers will go up and then the more money we will get out of it. So it's a hard one to justify, but it's quite funny how they like to think they can beat us when they're playing off 3. He should really come and watch us. Laura Davies would pay the admission fee to witness Hull close up, even if she was not a vice captain at this, the 18th Solheim Cup. She is box office, a 4-time major winner told Telegraph Sport. Charley's my favorite golfer to watch, male or female. She has been for ages. Every shot she hits is an event in itself. She is such an exciting golfer, no messing around, and throws herself into each shot. Hull blushes when informed of Davis's praise. When I was a kid and I'd go out with the 2 boys I'd played with, James would want to be Seve Ballesteros, Daniel would want to be Phil Mickelson, and I'd pretend to be Laura Davies. So to have her say those things about me is incredibly cool. Davies does offer a caveat, however. It's nuts that Charley has only won twice on the LPGA Tour, but she's had a brilliant season this year, and I think this could lead to her stepping up to that level where she should be. She's a wonderful girl, and I'd love to see it. Hull has yet to lift silverware in 2023, but as she has risen to world number 8, her highest ranking to date, she's recorded runner-up finishes at both the US Women's Open and the Women's Open and racked up 3 other seconds, including in Cincinnati 2 weeks ago. It's been good and I'm content, but I do get bored. It takes so long and I'd wish they'd do something about it and enforce the rules. It was like at an American event at the start of the year. I was so homesick. I had a flight booked out on the Sunday at 7:30 p.m. back to England and couldn't wait to get on it. But on the Saturday, I was 3 or 4 off the lead or something with 3 holes to go, and I was actually thinking to myself, if I birdie all these, I'd be in the final group tomorrow and miss my flight. I didn't quit or anything. On the 16th, I hit to a foot for a birdie, but I did 4-putt to last, and I was annoyed with myself because even though I was trying, it was in the back of my mind, and it shouldn't have been. But that's just who I am. I'm quirky, and I've accepted it. Her teammates agree. Hull was the only player who turned up in the wrong uniform on Wednesday, and nobody was surprised. Charley is the highlight for everyone in the team room every day. Georgia Hall said, "She makes everyone laugh. She doesn't try to, she just does." Hull, the 2018 Women's Open champion, has known Hull since they were 10. They are close, and Hull on occasion sounds protective of her friend. For good reason. Hull was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in April, and it took a month away from the game to fix my head. It's an ongoing challenge. I hardly get any sleep. I am awake at 3 a.m. knowing I have to get up at 7 a.m. and I can't do anything about it because my mind can't switch it off. It's tough. I've actually slept well here though. There's so much going on in the Solheim and I'm happy with my teammates and I love it, but I can't believe it's 10 years since my debut. This match has witnessed her growing up, from the 17-year-old who became the Solheim's youngest ever player and who, after beating Paula Kramer 5-4 in the singles in that Denver encounter, asked for the American's autograph, to the fresh-faced veteran with the winning record of nearly 66%, who only bows to Annika Sorenstam among the Europeans who have played at least 4 matches. I only look at the end result of each game, but I didn't know my own individual record was that good. Hull says, "What can I say? I'm in my happy place." And that's it, my amigos. And you know, I'm really happy that this female golfer admits, unlike a lot of WNBA players who say the women should earn as much as the men. Well, yeah, if you're bringing in the marketing dollars, no doubt about it, and the sponsors. So it's really nice to hear a female golfer, take accountability and admit that the males are bringing more eyes to the game. It's great to see Charley Hull taking accountability. Fantastic. They will get paid, but, in due time, when the dollars follow the viewership. Oh yeah, that's it, my amigos.